So here we go. We're going to get started handing out some stuff. You ready on the right? Already on the right? Already on the left? Are we ready? Already on the firing line, as they say. Here we go. The 19th Annual Freddie Awards. First thing we like to do is, before we get into the public's vote, is actually do something a little bit different. Starting, I guess 1992 or so, started to do something different with the Freddie Awards, in that I kind of look, and the editors of Inside Fires, we looked at things that maybe the public doesn't see behind the scenes, things that impact and change the industry. And we're very, very interested in where the industry goes out there. So we started to create some special categories: industry impact, distinguished service. I mean, we've honored congressmen in the past. We've honored Hero Miles program. It's been a lot of different things out there. And this year we've actually got 2 awards in the industry impact area. And they're things, again, that we look at kind of from the editorial of Inside Flyer and see, do they have the possibility of having a major impact on the industry? Do they tell us what the industry is going to look like into the future? So we've got 2 of them. The first one I'm going to introduce and award a special Industry Impact Award to is actually United Mileage Plus. In 2006, they introduced something called the Choices Program, driven by their credit card. And I actually think that's one of the best things I've seen in a long time. For those of you who aren't familiar, you'll be able to read about it in the magazine program guide. But it didn't create a second currency, but what it did is allow people using their Visa card partnership with Chase out there to build up miles that had a double value in them. All of the miles went into your Mileage Plus account, but some of the miles that you earn by credit card spend, actually had more value than anything else in that program. And what members were able to do is use those at basically today's rate is a penny a mile, and use those just like money. If they go to United.com and book any any paid ticket they wanted to, and again, they're using a regular res system, so there's no capacity. It's like you're paying money. You could actually use these choices currency, if you will, your miles, your Mileage Plus mile, to pay for that. So people that did that option knew how to make the value of it work, never saw capacity controls out there, and it's really good. But what I like about it as an industry impact is the idea that it came up with a way to creatively overcome capacity controls. Everybody wants to use their awards. But there's something else I really like, and not many people write about this type of value, but while they haven't told me, I've done some other research, and I understand that the average ticket that's being redeemed through the program is just north of 17,000 points, which means the average ticket's about $170, if you will. The nice thing about this, consider that, if it wasn't for the Choices programs, the members who wanted to redeem their miles only had 2 choices. Pay 25,000 miles, which is a lot more than 17,000, or pay the Anytime Award, 40, 50,000, depending on what you want. So not only did they overcome the capacity control part of it, but now they were in an area where they were actually spending less than if they just had miles to spend. And I think that's really, really innovative. And we offer up the Industry Impact Award to kind of send messages to the industry. There's a lot of creative things out there that may not always get the attention, but if anybody's here, I think they are, Gene Patterson from United Mileage Plus. You have the fingerprints tonight. This is actually Tiffany crystal. It will chip and break. It's heavy, but you've earned it. I like the program, and I hope it's continued successful. Got it? Cool. Thank you. I'll take the stage. We'll share your work with everybody.
We're certainly delighted to bring this additional redemption option to our membership.
We like the redemption part of it. Thank you very, very much. The next one, again, looking at the industry and how it's moved, where it's going to go, and programs and changes in programs that have something of value for everyone to learn from. The first one was about redemption, big topic, and I think that United's got something they're working on. The next special award is to Etihad. Oh, excuse me. I'm new at this. I'll just be right with you. It's Etihad Guest Program, an airline out of Abu Dhabi in the Middle East. They launched their program last year with something you don't see very often. And they have a 1 mile redemption, and there's two very, very unique things about this program. As a brand new program, they kind of reinvented how programs look at liability, because most programs, easy to do things, and then, you know, they worry about liability later on. This airline had solved that up front. They have something called the 1 mile redemption. Essentially, they broke down their program so that if you have at least 1 mile in your program, you can actually redeem for an award. And I've never seen a program throughout the world where every single value, every mile, every point has value. And the way the industry is constructed these days, you sometimes only see value at 10,000 or 25,000 or 50,000. But in this particular thing, the member from the day-to-day enrolled and earned their first mile from their first flight, their first use of a credit card, their first partner transaction, actually had something that they could redeem. And I think that's really kind of unique. Now, how you balance with somebody with 1 mile could do 1 mile and had a value and then pay the difference in the award in cash. But it meant that at least they got some value out of that single mile. And the other part of this is, how do you make that work, Randy? You're talking about this 1 mile thing. Well, they had one of the coolest things I've ever seen, something that I called a slider. I think they called a slider. But it was a little tool on the front page. And when you look at it, you got your mile total automatically on the left or right-hand side, one of those tools. And you could move this slider back and forth and figure out what you wanted to pay for that award. So maybe you had 18,000 miles, but you didn't want to use all of them. You could dial it back and just say, I only want to pay 5,000 miles towards an award. And then on the right-hand opposite thing, it showed out how much more cash you'd have to pay to get the awards you want. But an amazing little thing, and I really do got to say, I think that's the future, is where every mile has value. And with the slider thing, it allows everybody to decide, you want that award? Here's what you're going to pay. It's user-controlled, if you will, and that's pretty cool. So Etihad Guest Program certainly wins a lot of respect in the industry for this new 1 mile redemption and slider tool. Oh, look who's here. I hope I explained it well enough. Thank you very, very much. You want to join the stage here? Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yes, you did a very good job explaining it. It's especially pleasing for me to be here tonight. As Randy explained, we're a very new addition to the world of frequent flyer programs, just 8 months old. And right at the very beginning of our program, we wanted to be something different and innovative. So I think this award especially sums up that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Congratulations. You know, the Freddies only really exist because of the industry itself. We've been very, very fortunate through the years that the industry has said, you know, Randy, we'll help you get out people to vote for the Freddies, because unless you got a lot of voters, it's really meaningless. It's not about the original Freddies, which was pretty much the readers of Inside Flyer magazine. This year we had nearly 450,000 voters in the Freddies. And you only get that mass if the industry says, that's a good idea. That's a way that we can kind of figure out where the industry is going, where members find value, and also to kind of take a look at what we're doing. How do we compare against others? It's not a competition. You can never beat another program to win a Freddie. You can only do one thing, and that's deliver a higher value to the thing. So in promoting the Freddies, again, we're very fortunate to have the industry go out and help us out a little bit. These are just some examples of the programs that support getting the vote out and running banners on their own web pages and other correspondence. That's how we get 450,000 voters out there. And that's a lot of people to ask out there. That's nice balance between what people are talking about. So industry, thank you from me and everybody here that says, hey, get out and vote. It really, really works.